Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao, Namaste. This is Soulology 101, the science of the soul. What we're going to go over is just something simple about who you are and what you see when we talk about success. Many people tell you for success, you have to understand this in order to get that, and understand that, and then you got to understand the trade secrets to get that. It always seems that you need to know a lot of requirements in order to truly be successful in life. But the truth is, requirements are all fiction. There's no real truth to them. The only people who give truth to them are people who say they are true. It's up to you to decide whether they're true or not to you. The way you can do that is finding what works and what doesn't work. But let's look into what is requirement in a sense. It's just a need, a necessary need of something that is required of you, or something that is needed of you in order to be qualified for something. Many people believe you need a certain degree to show how smart you are. You need to do these trainings to show how strong you are. And you need to do it right, the way that someone taught you. You need to do what everybody else tells you. Follow the law, do this and that. Don't tread across the lines or anything if you want to be in a good place in your life. That is what's required. It could be the same thing for success. You got to follow these rules and guidelines in order to gain your success, in order to make the desired income you want, in order to get where you want to go. But in truth, what works for you is what's going to grow for you. Because even in my experience when I was younger, I was following the requirements, and the one thing that I noticed in me was the fact that I grew upset. I followed all the rules, and it got me nowhere. And that's how a lot of people might feel when they follow requirements, or they see someone else doing that, or they did it some other way. How come I didn't get it? Break the rules. Find ways to grow yourself by what works for you and benefits you. And as you grow in that, you make up the rules of what you decide is really required. But the other side of that is not to require it on others, that they have to do this and this and this and this. Find like-minded individuals who are willing to fairly grow with you in those ideals. Don't force it on anyone that this is required. If they don't want to do it, they don't. But find individuals who are more knit to what you do. Growing in your own meditation is the perfect example of how you're going to realize within yourself that requirement is just simply an illusion, a fiction. Of course, the world right now in today's society requires you to do things. But when you look at the animals in the world, I've never seen a spider tell another spider that In order to create what you can create, you need to be required to do this, and this. You can't just spin web wherever you want. You have to be required for that. I've never seen a lion have to get authorization to eat his prey, or antelope have authorization to run from its prey. The animals are free to do whatever they desire. And when you look more into life and see what you can do instead of blocking your mind off believing there's nothing you can do, you see past the illusion not only, but past the ideas that there's nothing you can do but the requirements. There's no way you can get past it but doing what's required. There might be something different around it, or a way that works more for you in growing your highest version of who you are. But when we just talk about requirements, I mean, for years when I was younger, I just found it funny, as I've grown up, I mean, that people tell you you're required to do this, you're required to do that. When you have to go to school, you're required to get these certain grades or you fail. When you have a job, you're required to do these things or you'll get written up and then possibly fired. When you don't help a certain friend or family that they personally feel is required, they get upset about it because they feel it's required. The one thing you have to practice for yourself is going within yourself first. You can't change the world outside until you change the world inside yourself. No matter how much the difficulty of life may be on you, you have to decide to love yourself first and grow yourself first. The way I did that on my own experience is changing my health, changing my habits, growing my love within myself, my wealth, my abundance, my prosperity. And as I did that, I noticed a tremendous change in the way I view things, the way I see people, the way I care for people. And the one thing you'll notice about yourself is your mind can't lie to you about how you feel about a certain thing, no matter what's required of it. Truth is, you can get anything you desire. But if your heart, your mind, your feelings within you feels otherwise, you won't do the best you can do of who you truly are. So look to embrace going within, meditating, growing that within yourself. And we'll go more into detail about that another time. But look and realize there are no requirements. There are many ways to do many things in this world, whether it be finding ways to find food. You'd be amazed that there are many ways to do many things on this planet, but many of us are prideful. There are many people who throw away food. It's still fresh. But many people are too prideful to try to get that food. They want to pay for the food they have. Many people live to a standard of buying the freshest brands instead of getting that white tee and those jeans. That might be a little nicer on you and you don't have to worry about anything. Many people believe that eating them is helping them without looking into the details of how it might be affecting your body. When you look at these things within yourself, you'll end up seeing other ways to gain what you fully want and seeing the God, the goddess, and the creator within. And to know the creator within yourself. To know thyself is to know the creator within. To everybody out there, I just want to say have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. Namaste.